Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling and wondered, why does everything feel so hollow? Not because life is falling apart, but because a quiet storm is brewing within. Your dreams no longer spark fire. Your routines echo like empty halls. The noise of the day rushes on, but inside, a profound stillness has taken root. You're not failing. You're not adrift. You're transforming. This is the chapter rarely whispered about, when the walls of the self start to crumble and the essence begins to awaken. In the moments ahead, let me guide you inward, to the core beyond your labels, beyond your masks, beyond the illusions you've worn like armor. Because what lies there isn't void, it's infinity. There arrives a phase on the path of the soul that catches you off guard. No fanfare, no revelations. It doesn't shimmer like enlightenment tales promise. It doesn't taste like victory. It tastes like surrender, a soft unraveling, not of the flesh, but of the facade. You sense the persona you've crafted over years, the striver, the guardian, the adapter, the seeker, beginning to fade. An inner knot unties itself. The armor feels too tight. The reflection in the glass shows a stranger, unfamiliar yet true, and it's unsettling. For this facade has been your shield. It navigated storms. It offered solace in chaos. It earned nods of approval when doubt crept in. But now, it starts to erode, and the initial wave is unease. If I'm not that, then what remains? That whisper isn't born of wonder. It's from the grip of the known slipping away, from the self that thrives on boundaries. Without anchors, it quivers. The ego isn't the villain. It's merely vigilant. A sentinel forged in survival, a fortress of whispers pretending permanence. So when you cease fueling it, when you halt the pursuit of approval or the rewrite of your narrative, it dismantles, fragment by fragment. You don't soar into bliss. You feel like threads pulling loose, desires diminished, dialogues ring shallow, ambitions weigh like chains. The parts you mastered no longer align. You question why joy eludes you, why laughter feels forced, why the sunset lacks its glow. But this isn't the close, it's the dawn. This is the threshold the sages revered. When the outer shell fractures, when the haven that cradled the spirit turns into its prison, when quiet arrives not as exile, but as wisdom, and what unfolds after is delicate. You start perceiving anew, not with senses alone, but with your core. A voice rises in frustration, and rather than clashing, you sense the ache it conceals. You step into the world and detect the harmony amid discord. You rest in solitude and feel connected, for the void within blooms vast, no longer cluttered with inner noise. There's calm, a breath between pulses. And in that calm, something timeless stirs. The aspect unafraid, the aspect unhurried, the aspect that observes without bias, the observer. You grasp you're not the mind's chatter, but its watcher. Not the feeling, but the river it flows in. Not the form, but the spark that ignites it. And this insight doesn't strike like lightning. It arrives in soft tides, fleeting glimpses. You sip tea and realize you've never truly savored. You gaze at a leaf and behold it anew, not as mere scenery, but as an echo of your boundless self. The poet Rumi murmured, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." You start to see that every grasp at definition was pursuing phantoms. Every quest for self was misguided, for you were never misplaced, only veiled under patterns, under scars, under the yearning for connection in fleeting forms. Now, you are revealing, gently, steadily, fiercely. This revealing burns like embers. You might grieve, you might seethe, you might yearn to reclaim the former shell, the old escapes, the familiar confines. But a deeper pull holds you firm, for you've glimpsed authenticity, and illusions pale. Once you've savored the nectar of presence, connections evolve. Some bonds fade, not from conflict, but vibration. You cease the charade. You shed disguises for others' ease. You voice authenticity not as confrontation, but as melody, and not all will harmonize. That's fine. For now, you express not for acclaim. You express because stillness has schooled you in listening. And this listening, this vision reshapes all. You view others afresh, not as pieces, not as functions, not as foes, but as echoes, guides, healers, fellow wanderers, much like yourself. Some alert, some dreaming, all divine. Compassion flows freer, not from perfection, but from refusing the burden. You learn clinging to hurt doesn't guard, it corrodes, and in release, you rise lighter, clearer, truer. The ego kneels, not vanquished, but honored. It assumes its true role, not the captain, but the companion, a valued ally, no more the throne. You retain tastes. You draw lines, but from insight, not dread. Life shifts. You pace deliberately, utter purposefully, exist wholly. You abandon, how do they perceive me? For, does this align with my essence? Delight reemerges, yet not the fragile sort tied to tides. A serene delight, one that lingers in quiet and beams without cause. You craft once more, not for eyes, but as expression of being. You connect anew, not from void, but because connection is your core. You grow enigmatic to the masses, yet intimately known to your depths. This is the ego's fade, and it's no void. It's reunion. The self that vanishes was illusion. The self-enduring was eternal, unbound by birth or end. You echo the seer's truths. You feel the verses in your veins. You reclaim a wisdom you didn't know was yours. You dwell from the core, and from this core, reality persists, but your lens renews. All turns hallowed, even the sorrow, even the pause, even the hush in dialogue. So if you're transforming, persist. If adrift, linger. If foundations quake, embrace the quake. You're not shattering, you're unfolding. And from the unfold emerges not fragility, it's radiance. The radiance you eternally are, beyond tales, beyond guises, beyond shadows. The authentic you, the serene one, the beholder. Welcome back